Hello again and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is BGFH and I am back for another hardware review video this time. And what we're looking at this time here is called the Amazon Tap. It is not the Amazon Echo Tap, it is just the Amazon Tap. And it is the fairly recently released smaller sibling to the original Amazon Echo speaker. I've done a couple of videos on the Echo so far. I did my original hardware review quite a while ago when I first got mine last year. And then a month or two ago, I did kind of a follow-up video on both reading Kindle and audiobooks and playing some very basic interactive games with Echo. So go check those videos out if you want to know more about the original. This is one of two smaller siblings of the Amazon Echo. The other one I don't have yet, but I did actually order one of those too just to see because I'm curious, and these things are pretty cool. The other one is called the Amazon, or the Echo Dot. So you have the Echo Dot, and then the Tap. I don't know why they left off the Echo branding on this, but that's what they did. So, you know, whatever. Now, the Echo is your full-blown speaker for, what is it, 180 bucks or something like that. The Tap here is 130, and I'll tell more about it in a minute. And then the Dot is a $99 speaker, $89, one of the two. And it's it almost looks like a hockey puck kind of a thing. If you remember the top of the Amazon Echo, the little part where it glows blue, it's not much thicker than that. And it's meant, the Dot is really meant to, it has a speaker in it. You can do very basic things like ask it questions, and it has the always on listening. But it's meant to, you can use the Echo services, but you can also like hook it up to your stereo system or better speaker, so you have the better sound, and then you have the capabilities of the Echo series. So the Tap, it is a portable speaker, about the size of, I don't know, a decent little mug here, like a coffee mug or something like that. I can grip it pretty well. I like the coating on the outside. It's kind of got this almost like an outside of a speaker feel to it here. You have the microphone button, which is how you interact with the Tap. And then on the top side, you have your volume up and down, and they're raised, so if you are totally blind, you can still feel these. And then in the middle, you have your play pause, and then you have your forward and back buttons on either side. So think of it as like a plus sign. You have your up, down, left, right, and then middle. And if you are totally blind and you don't know what, it's round, so which way is up, what you want to do is you want to have the microphone button oriented right in front of you. And then you also notice, you can also feel, there's a curve going down on the front side, and there's a whole bunch of little divots in there, and that's where your little lights are, which you'll see shortly. Yeah, you can see the little outlines right there. So that's how you can tactily orient yourself to the device, because it is round. Now, if I go to the back of it and a little lower, I have a few other different things. I have a headphone jack, which it is a line in, so I can plug in my Victor Reader Stream or my phone. I did try this once, and it was okay, but what I found was that I had to really crank my phone volume, and I kind of had to crank this up too, so I don't know if it was just something the way I had it set up, but it seems like you really have to mess with it to really get any kind of volume out of it. Then you have a micro USB port, and I'm thinking this does charging, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what that does. And your power button, I should say, your power button is on the top here. You get your power symbol. So that's pretty self-explanatory. But then on the bottom, you have another button, which, oops.
Ready to pair. Go to the Bluetooth settings on your mobile device and choose Amazon Tap -2 SE.
How about you not do that? Let me just try something here to get out of this. What time is it?
The time is 11:09.
Okay, so hopefully it should be out of pairing mode. I didn't mean to hit the button. I was kind of hitting, or I was kind of touching the button with my thumb, but I pushed a little bit too hard. So you have your power button and then your pairing button. So they're plenty tactile. They're smooth, but you can tell where the round parts are. So it's a really compact design. Then on the bottom, you have this is your kind of induction charging thing. So when you get this device, you get a charging cord, and then I'll show you the little cradle that it goes into. It's basically just a USB cord, and this is your little charging hub thingy. You go like this, and you just set it right in there. Boom, it's charging. Now, I don't have it plugged in, so it's not charging right now. But that's all you do. You plug the other end in, you plug your USB cord in there, and then you just charge. So that's pretty cool. So, differences between the Echo and the Tap here. Now remember, the Echo is always listening with the keyword. You can say Echo or Amazon or the other word that I'm not going to say because it'll trigger my other speaker that is right behind me. This one is not meant to do that right now. It is the Tap because you in fact tap the microphone button on the front. The regular Echo, you have to have it plugged in at all times. You notice this, I'm running off of a battery, an internal battery. So, and it lasts for quite a while, several hours. I would say, what, 8-10 hours maybe, if you're using it a lot. And so because of that, they don't want to drain the battery a lot more. So they say, okay, you just have to hit the button. You don't have to say a keyword. You can just hit the button and do whatever request you want. So you don't have to say any keyword. I like that. I mean, I don't have a problem hitting the button. However, there's one thing that I think would make me like this product a lot more, and I think it would be a very simple fix actually, is if they made a firmware update where
Bluetooth pairing mode is off.
Okay, good for you. That's fine. The one thing that, and I've seen this in other gadget reviews of this product too, is when you dock into the little charging port back here, you still have to hit the button. What would be cool is, I understand when you're on battery, you want to save, you don't want to have an always listening on. But when you dock this little guy, if you could, okay, I'm docked, it knows it's docked, then turn into always listening mode where you could give it a keyword and then have your always on listening. So as long as it would be on the cradle, it would always listen and you could just say the code word. And if you have another product, you could just, have one say Echo and one say Amazon and the other one say whatever, if you had 2 or 3 of them. Because I would love to have this right by my bed, and you roll over at 3 in the morning and you're like, oh God, how much time do I have left to sleep? And you just like, Echo, what time is it? You don't even roll over and look at the clock. You just like, or you said you're across the room and you are using it in the kitchen, and you just you have your dirty hands, you're cooking, and you don't want to gunk up your new device. So you would want to be able to ask it a question, and if that's where its cradle is, that would be really handy. So that is the one thing, and I have written to Amazon about that, and they said, yeah, we've heard that a lot, and we are really thinking about thinking about that as a possibility. So I think it would be something they could actually put in a firmware update, I'm hoping, and that would make this thing a lot more appealing to me. Now, I should also mention they do sell a, what do they call it? Basically like a little shoulder bag for it, like a little pouch. I just had it a minute ago. What do they call it? Anyway, it's basically a little bag, and they look okay, but I didn't end up buying one because there's one flaw that I found when I was looking at them. If you put them in its little, they're called a sling. They call them the sling. When you put them in the sling, you actually have to take them out in order to charge them. So it's like, I always want to have this thing protected, but like maybe have a zipper or a little Velcro thing where I can just kind of open it up on the bottom when I need to charge it, and I can leave it in its little sling. But I didn't buy one of those, and they have them in different colors. Like there's like a black and a red and a blue one and things like that. So other than the the differences of like you have to hit a button to activate it, the tap is pretty much the same thing as the regular Echo, just in smaller form. So I can hit the button. What's the weather like today?
Currently, in St. Paul, it's 64 degrees with clear
Perfect.
skies and sun. Today, you can expect clouds with a chance of showers, with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 43 degrees.
And I've got a window open right by me, and there's a nice breeze coming in. It is so beautiful right out today. Oh, love it. Perfect. So I can do that. And the nice thing that I discovered is once it's connected to Wi-Fi, you connect it to Wi-Fi the same way you do the regular Echo. You use the Echo app, either for Android or iOS. And when I hit the pair button, it wanted me to pair with my phone, and then it would manage, would do the little setup wizard just like it did the other one, and it was very easy to do, very self-explanatory. I had no problems doing that at all. But what's cool is that once you have it set up, and if you already own a regular Echo like I do, and you add this device, you don't have to add any of the skills that you added prior, in another device. So you don't have to do separately for one device and then the other. I could say, Alexa, or, no.
What's your question?
Nothing?
Canceling.
That was perfect harmony, perfect echo. I had a echo behind me and an echo right in front of me. That was actually kind of cool sounding, and it was literally like perfect. I forgot that I had to say that I don't have to say the keyword, and I just instinctively said it. So I could say, play Jeopardy.
Welcome to Jeopardy
Let's see how bad I
J6.
suck today.
Here are today's 6 clues.
So it remembers the skills.
Let's begin. The first category is work with kids. American Kids was a country hit for this artist in 2014.
I have no idea.
The correct response was, who is Kenny Chesney?
I know. I don't
The
know
next
country at all.
category is operatic settings. Based on
That's
the
even
Shakespeare
worse.
play, Rossini's Otello takes place in this Italian city.
Hell if I know.
Nope. The correct response was, what is Venice? The next category is
0 for 2.
4-syllable words.
Okay.
This Japanese dish consists of skewered and grilled small pieces of boneless chicken.
I have
Please
no
answer in the form of a question starting with phrases like, who is, or what is.
Cancel.
Do you want to leave the game?
Yes, I do.
Please answer in the form of a question starting with phrases like, who is, or what is.
Cancel.
Do you want to leave the game?
Yes.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, that was just going horribly. country music, then opera, then yeah, no, we're just gonna bail out while we're not ahead. But like I said, you can do all the skills. I could go do that interactive game that I showed you. I could play the Simpsons trivia that I did in the other video. So all the skills carry over, and I don't have to set anything else up, which is good. I still wish they would do some work on the app because, like I said, I remember some of the skills that I have enabled, but the problem is I don't remember and it's very picky, it seems, about the exact syntax you have to use in order to use those skills. So I know I have a couple of skills that'll do things, but I can't remember I cannot remember the exact syntax. And to sift through that, all of the skills to figure it out again, I'm just, okay, I'm not really going to do that. If they had like a section for skills that I have installed, that would be really, really helpful. Just like before, I can play music. So I could play some AC/DC.
Shuffling AC/DC.
Stop. Can't get a copyright claim, but you heard the first couple bars. You can do that. I can say, read the Kindle book Masters of Doom.
Masters of Doom. How two guys created an empire and transformed pop culture by David Kushner. Reading from Kindle.
Did you know Audible has audiobooks?
Yes, I did, and I own this book on Audible too. So we're just going to say, stop. So I can read a Kindle book, I can read an Audible book, and no, I can't speed them up yet for, those of us crazy people who listen to things at Mach speed. I know I definitely do that. But yeah, it's really kind of handy. You can also use like TuneIn Radio, and there's a couple of other services, Pandora. I could say, listen to the Blind Bargains podcast. Let's try that again. It worked earlier. Play the latest Blind Bargains podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Blind Bargains audio. Here it is from TuneIn.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blind Bargains Cast, episode 50.
And we'll stop it here. And so you can play that. I've used it to play a few podcasts here and there. You can also pair it to your phone, and I've used this as a Bluetooth speaker. So, I can set my phone down on the table, and I can listen to a Kindle book or a Voice Dream book. I can listen to it sped up that way. I've done that, and it's actually been very helpful. Like I'll be sitting at the computer doing some other stuff, and I can still be reading, which is very helpful. And this is oops, I tip it over. It's also a nice option for if I was going to do a presentation for a small group of people. Instead of using my phone speaker, I could bring this with me, and I could just, tell it to connect to my phone. That's all I have to do is say connect to my phone because it's already paired, and then it becomes a Bluetooth speaker, and it works pretty well. Now the audio quality is, it's a mixed bag. I mean, it's a small speaker. It's not gonna, really wow you with its sound. But if you're using it for, just like maybe you have it in a cube at work or using it in the kitchen. If you're using it for audiobooks or spoken content like podcasts and things like that, I think it's perfectly fine. If you're using it for music, it's okay. You're not going to get a super rich bass out of it or anything like that. I wish I could play something that wasn't copyrighted. I was trying to think of something that I could play so you could hear more of what it sounded like. But I got to be careful because, these YouTube things again. But, like for would I pay $130 for it again? Right now, I don't know if I would. It's a neat little guy. It's a cheaper way to get the Echo functionality, and you can still control your household appliances. If you have them set up through your Echo app, you can do that here, like your lights and your heating systems or air conditioning or whatever other appliances you have controlled, you can do that through here as well. It's just that you have to use this button instead of speaking to it. You have to use the microphone button instead of speaking to it. Would I recommend it? If you want a cheaper way to do it than the regular Echo, you could, but I think a large part of the appeal is just not even having to walk. I mean, because otherwise I have my phone on me most of the time anyway. I can hit a button on my phone and ask Siri or something how to do something. But it's not bad. I think if they updated the firmware so that it would have the always listening when on its little cradle back here, then I think it would be a lot more compelling, because you would have a little bit better internal speaker than the Dot. You could use it on battery, so that would be another plus. And then when you're docked, you could have it, always listening. But right now you don't have that. So I think I would wait. And then if Amazon adds that functionality to its when it's docked, then I might recommend this as a pretty decent little, a cheaper Echo solution if you guys are looking for something like that. It's not bad. I mean, I don't regret buying it per se. It's come in handy as a little Bluetooth speaker, and it's a smart speaker. Of course, you have to have Wi-Fi to do it. I have heard of some people using their hotspot on their phone. So like if you are out somewhere, you can have the Echo connect to your phone's internet in order to do that. But I don't have a hotspot on my phone because Verizon charges you extra for it, and I just haven't bothered to do that. So that's something I have not been able to test. Otherwise, there's not really a lot else to say. This is the Amazon Tap. It is available right now, although I'm not sure what it's... I know both the Echo, all of them actually. I think the Echo, the Dot, and the Tap are kind of in limited supply, because these things are really starting to become rather popular with all the smart home integration. And if you plug into Amazon services like Kindle and movie or music and things like that, Pandora, I think it supports Spotify now. So it's kind of a neat little hands-free gizmo. So they're pretty popular. I know I'm still, like I said, I'm still waiting. I think my Dot is still about a month out, and I pre-ordered the thing, well, at the same time I did this thing, which was probably about a month ago or better. So who knows when we'll get that. But you can order them now, but I won't guarantee you're going to get them right away. But yeah, it is the Amazon Tap, available now for about 130 bucks. So yeah, you can kind of, based on what the features and the way I describe it, you can I'll leave it up to you whether it's something that you might want to invest in or not. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, found it helpful. And until next time, well, follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And until next time, I will talk to you guys again later.